right. Excited to have Taylor Roen on. Is it Roen or Rain or Roen? Roen?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had people like mess up your name?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. A lot of people mess it up, but
And it's Taylor with an O-R, right?
yeah.
Okay. Got it. Well, welcome everybody here to the Complete Athlete Podcast, where we get you to your next level in your sport and in life. Baseball being that sport. We got a baseball player here, Taylor. Excited to have him on here. How we doing, man?
Pretty good. Just told you I was sick, but
hey, you don't say that these days, man. No, you're doing better, which is good to have you back. But it's great to have you on here, man. Like, part of the reason, like, I know you guys were like, we need to get guys on the podcast. Well, a year and a half ago when Crick had his first idea of having this thing, like, just a thought he had, he's like, we need to get a podcast going. Guys who are performing well, we need to get them on there and promote them and get them recruited and all that stuff. So, like, when you guys were mentioning it at practice weeks ago, I'm like, all right, well, who was our MVP of the first tournament? And that was definitely you, man. You crushed it.
Yeah, it just kind of happened.
Hey, that's how it should, being nice and easy, nice and loose, and it just happens on your own.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do here, we're just going to get to know you a little bit, tell us a little bit about your, playing career. I mean, you're only 15, right?
Yeah.
When are you 16?
April.
April.
Next year.
Long ways to go. So you're young for your grade? Semi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or mid, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I was young. My birthday was in August, so I was always the youngest guy out on the field. So I know how it feels a little bit. But that's crazy. You're 15 playing on the 16U team. Sweet. So tell us a little bit about your playing journey. Like, where'd you start out? Like, playing like T-ball, Little League, all that stuff, and then in traveling and whatnot. Just tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yeah. So I started fourth grade, I believe, when I was 10.
Oh, you started late.
Yeah. I started over in Soderville with over in Ham Lake. Played with Colton.
Who's Colton? Everybody knows who Colton is. Any people who don't know, like, our core group of guys, like Colton's. Yeah.
This one kid, Colton, who's behind me in voting to be on the podcast.
Just had to throw that shade out there. That's amazing.
Yeah, but I started, played 10U. It was the first year that he and I played kid pitch, and then from there, just the love of the game sparked. I mean, my first sport was football, and I realized I didn't really like playing it that much, and then I figured baseball I could play year-round, so just decided to do that, and a few years started Little League. That was really my first year that I was, like, the best on the team. Like, first 2 years I was terrible at the plate. I couldn't field anything.
When you first learned baseball at 10, like, it's tough to learn.
Like, those kids started playing T-ball, and the game's a lot faster when you're just, like, starting and you jump up a bunch of different levels.
Yeah, for sure.
But
what made you like baseball more than football?
I think I was just better at it.
Yeah.
I mean, football I was definitely good at. But I think the competitiveness in baseball made me enjoy it more because there's a lot more depth. Because, like, there's a guy that could take your spot at any moment. I mean, same with football, but football, it's like you're key to one position and you're gonna stay there. Like, with baseball, there's many guys who can play different positions. Like, I could play second base, shortstop, third, first, left, center. I can't play catcher. I have terrible knees.
Okay. Hey, we don't need one of those right now, so you're good. That's for Colton there.
Yep.
Yeah, and the other guys, Miles and Flatty. Yeah, man.
Gotta be careful with the weights.
Yep, for sure. Another thing, so, like, you as a player, like, what are your favorite positions that you play? Or maybe it was different when you were 10, 11, 12, but, like, what are you currently playing?
I think I've always liked middle infield, but, as I grew taller a little bit, I, like, figured out that playing first base a little bit, third base, a little corner infield would be a little better for me. Well, not necessarily better because I'm primarily middle infielder, but figuring out my different strengths. Like when I found out I was faster than a few guys, when I was taller than a few guys, I could play different positions.
Yeah.
But it's also the skill set that I had worked towards. So like, I guess it was just kind of fun learning different positions, and that just like sparked my love for being a utility player.
Yeah. No, you're a really good player at a lot of different positions. From your standpoint, like, what are your goals with baseball? So you actually, let's get back to your kind of where you were at 10, 11, 12. You're just learning the game. At what age did you really feel like you were like pretty good at this thing called baseball?
I was talking about it was Little League. I was like cranking wall balls. Nothing went out.
Oh, yeah.
Just barely not getting out. That first home run down in North Carolina was my first one.
Ever?
Yep.
Really?
I mean, I've put one over on BP and stuff like that, but that was first one in game. But that first year in Little League, it was really where I was like, okay, I'm actually good at this sport. I'm better than a lot of guys who've been playing this longer than me. Why don't I put in more work towards, being the best player I could possibly be?
Okay, so you basically started figuring out that you were pretty good at this, and what happened the last few years? Because you're 15 now, you had 13U, 14U. Like, what teams did you play for? Like, where were you playing at?
So the Little League was Parkway. It's over somewhere in
St. Paul. Yeah.
And then after that, I went to this Babe Ruth League. It was East Twins. Spent 3 years there. My last year during summer ball was just this past summer.
Okay.
A lot of memories there. There's a lot of guys that from multiple schools who went there. I mean, it's kind of dying out now, which is kind of sad. But
yeah.
A lot of memories there. And then my first real club team was with P5 last year. Biggest mistake of my life.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, it's not a big mistake because I did get better from it, but we lost a bunch of games. The training was fine, but the coaches were not great.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. So what's the difference between? Let me ask you this: like from Babe Ruth ball to going to club ball, because that's like, I'd have to say like, it's like 2 steps up, probably Babe Ruth, then traveling, then club ball. So like, how was that? Was that a shock for you last fall?
So I went from like leading off for my summer ball team to going to club, and then a lot of things changed with my swing because I used to have a longer swing, and then changed it up to shortening up, and I'd drive the ball the other way. It was a huge skill gap from then to that time, and then I kind of just turned it up during the winter season with them, and ever since then it's been kind of balls to the walls.
That's awesome. So then this last year, weren't you at a different high school than you're at right now?
This last spring I spent my last year over at Washington, then I transferred to North St. Paul.
Okay, so you're a Polar now, huh?
Yep.
Okay, how's that going so far?
I knew a lot of those guys from that East Twins.
Okay.
So that's really what got me to go there. Otherwise, I probably would have went to Matamidi or Mounds View, something like that.
Okay, got it. Well, that's sweet. And you'll be playing on their varsity roster this year?
Hopefully. I'm trying to convince my sister to move in with her because she lives like right by the school. So if I can
because you're transferred. Yeah.
If I can change my address, then because I'm fairly confident I'm going to be on the varsity team.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's good to hear, man, especially with these stats I have to throw out here. So you played East Twins this last summer, and then you played fall ball with us. It was a little rougher fall for you. I know that you were mentally in your head a little bit. We'll talk about like kind of what your approach was at the plate then, and then kind of what's changed now. But let me first talk about your stats here. So we played 3 games down in North Carolina. This kid hit 667, on base percentage of 750, OPS of 1.861, and then a slugging percentage of 1,111 with 6 hits, 4 singles, 1 double, a homer, 4 RBIs. This is in 3 games. Had 3 walks, which contributed to that on base percentage. But I think all your outs were the hardest hit balls that I've seen you hit. Other than that 1 strikeout, but it's still a good at bat.
Yeah.
So, what was the change from fall to your last tournament that you just had?
In fall, like you said, I was definitely in my head, but it was a change from swinging as hard as I possibly could, and like sometimes, I gotta not swing as hard as I can and drive the other way, which is what I did. But I changed the approach to anything like the locations of the plate. That's where I'd put the ball. So like anywhere inner half the plate, I'd pull it. Anything outer half, I'd push it. So I that's exactly what I did. And I barreled as many balls as I could.
Did you change up anything else with your mechanics other than that approach?
I changed my stance a little bit from higher elbow, dropped it down to my side a little more. I also went from open stance to a closed stance.
Okay.
So take a little bit less time with my load, and that's about it.
There you go. And what made you make those changes?
I think it was the live ABs we were doing at Grand Slam when I struck out 6 times in a row. I knew it wasn't working, and I didn't want to do that, carry that over into our tournaments down south. So it's just the minor changes that will make ball player better.
Yeah, so you saw some video yourself, right? And you just kind of made some changes on your own.
Yeah.
From that standpoint. And then how did you prepare yourself for that tournament that you had? Like, what's your daily approach when you get to training sessions here for the club team? I know you show up early, man.
Yeah.
What time do you usually get here? What, for an 8 p.m. practice?
Well, practice starts at 8. I usually get here at 7:30, 7:25.
Yeah, you're sometimes here even earlier than that.
Yeah. I like to stretch for myself. I like to get ready before everyone else, and then obviously warm up the team. It's just second nature at that point. But other than that, I like to do tee work and stuff, just minor drills. I'm not a huge fan of soft toss. I used to like it because it was easy to barrel balls up and stuff like that, but now I find it kind of counterintuitive, because the ball is going up and then down, so I'm on plane with it, but it will change my swing when the ball is going straight down.
I got you. Well, like most major league guys, they spend the majority of time on the tee anyways, so that's good that you've gotten into that process and that progression of okay, I need to get these things wired out, and then you're ready to go. Yeah. That's good. That's awesome. But yeah, those stats, are crazy for this first tournament. Keep that same mindset, man. Other than that, let me ask you, where does your drive and motivation come from for the game of baseball? What are your goals?
It's a tough question.
Yeah, man. It's okay. I'm here to ask the tough questions. And still keep it light and loose. So, what do you, when you show up here at 7:20, what's your main reason why you're doing that?
I guess the drive is I just want to provide for my family, and I guess it's just I want to do it so bad that I'm just.
What do you want to do?
Just play baseball.
Just play baseball?
I want to get there as early as I can. During the off season, I'm it's as soon as the off season starts, I want to play baseball again.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just that's what drives me the most, is being there for my family and possibly making a living off this. Even if I don't go all the way to the majors, I could potentially play pro ball in another country or something like that.
That's awesome. Do you have a dream college that you want to play at?
I like Florida University. I like Alabama. Somewhere on the eastern coast. but
Where it's warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Florida, like even FSU, any college in Florida, pretty much.
I got you. There's a lot of them. Florida Atlantic. There's what else is there? There's a bunch of them.
Miami.
Yup, Miami.
Even though they're not that great.
Hey, it's D1 still. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Nothing better than that. I already asked you about the mechanical changes that you made. What have you changed mentally? Like your mentality.
I guess it's just like not carry. Like when I struck out that one time, I didn't carry it into the next act back when I hit that double to put us down one run.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's really all I changed was that like holding on to the negatives. Like whenever you get on me like that, I'll take that as fuel now instead of Gabe's yelling at me.
You used to take that in the fall, huh?
Yeah.
You thought I was getting on you. You got to realize like there's certain players, like I have to realize it as a coach too. There's certain players that I can get on with that, but I don't know if your teammates realize this and you realize this now. Like I get on you because I know you are one of those players that can handle it and also get to the next level, and then also your teammates may follow you because you are the guy who shows up early, you stay late, you get your work in. Like I can't do that with everybody, you know?
Yeah, I figured this out with football. Like whenever the coaches are just yelling, it's not because they're trying to be like douchebags or stuff like that. They're trying to bring out the best in you. They want the best for you.
Yep. No, I'm glad you understand that. Yeah, a lot of people still have to learn that stuff. I had to learn it just coaching the last two years. So, any hobbies you have that you like doing outside of baseball? Like, what do you do outside of here? I know you're big. You like working out.
Yeah, I like to work out, but mostly during the summer, I didn't do much besides play baseball and work out. But sometimes during the winter, I like to go play some hockey with some friends.
Okay.
I wanted to play hockey, but I wasn't like good old Sam Knight wasn't very great at skating.
Yeah, okay. I was never good at skating either.
But I guess just anything playing sports really. But
you don't play video games or anything?
I kind of cut back from that. I don't like just sitting in my room that much.
That's good.
But yeah, mostly extra curricular stuff.
I got you. You like moving around. You're a kinesthetic guy. I like that. So, like a perfect day for you, what would that be?
Wake up, work out, play baseball, go to sleep.
The most simple yet profound answer I could ever find. Straight to the point. Baseball, workout. Are you gonna eat in there?
Yeah, I like.
What's your favorite meal?
I like sandwich, like sub sandwiches.
What's your favorite sub sandwich shop?
I
know there's.
I really like Jersey Mike's.
I do too.
I like Firehouse Subs a lot.
Yeah.
I like Jimmy John's. I'm not a huge fan of Subway, but
yeah, Subway's kind of like Subway when I was younger was like that's the only place you're going. Like, but no, all the sandwich shops now. There was a Witch over here at one point, and then they had these like malts and stuff afterwards. Oh, those were the best. I like Potbelly. Jersey Mike's is good. We actually just before you were in here, we interviewed a guy who just committed to Crookston, and he's
Brock
also
Larson.
a train. What's that?
Brock Larson.
Oh, do you know Brock?
Well, I don't know him. I saw him at the tryout, but
yeah.
I follow him on Instagram and saw it.
Yeah, so he worked at Jersey Mike's for 3 years, I guess. I asked him what his least favorite job was. He said, I don't really have a least favorite job, but Jersey Mike's would probably be it. But he said sandwiches are the best. I'm like, yeah, I bet you got a free sandwich every shift. One of those bigs. They're like 14 inches long.
Yeah.
I have a story about that. I, one time, went to Jersey Mike's, got a 14-inch bigs, and then I went to Noodles & Company afterwards and got a large macaroni and cheese bowl. This was when I was like 20. I can't eat like that anymore, but
it's bulking season, baby.
You probably can eat like that.
I could. I once it wasn't too long ago. I had 9 venison chops, a pork chop, potatoes, and carrots.
Holy crap, man!
I was trying to gain some weight. I used to be a lot skinnier than this, Gabe.
What do you weigh now?
170.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 150 at start of spring. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, gained 20 pounds. I mean, to throw hard, you gotta like weigh about a proportionate amount of weight.
Oh yeah.
Compared to your height. So.
Yeah. Where'd you learn that?
From Dr. Heenan.
Dr.
I think
Heenan.
Mason was talking about him on the first podcast.
Yup, Dr. Heenan's. Did you just learn that recently, or did you know that last spring?
I followed him midsummer because like I was throwing hard then, but I like that's also a goal of mine is just throw harder, hit harder, field better.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's what a lot of the scouts are looking for. So that's good that you're, making that commitment to yourself, eating food. We got to get some other guys on that. If you had to pick your favorite class in school, what would it be? And how do you do in school, if you mind me asking? I think you do pretty well.
Yeah, I have a 3.6 GPA.
Okay, sweet.
My favorite class probably pre-calc right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's difficult, but once you like figure out what you're doing and you can figure out it's fun to figure out math problems. That's also like if baseball fails, I'm really gonna be into finance, which is huge in algebra and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just want to make a lot of money when I'm older.
There you go. Hey, that's good. Money provides opportunities. It's not everything, but it does provide opportunities, which is good. I already asked you this about your dream school, one at Florida or Alabama. I guess the main thing that I asked you, where can listeners find you online?
I have an Instagram. It's Taylor _ a lot of underscores.
What
11.
The heck?
I just made a Twitter. I posted my home run. It's mostly for like colleges and stuff like that.
Yeah. Actually, are we able to? I know we can't do it right now, but are we? If I send you his home run, can we add that?
Sweet.
We'll add here. So let's just talk about that for a moment. Like what was going through your head and like the emotions that you were feeling, and then kind of your approach at the plate. That at bat, because I'm sure you remember every pitch vividly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your first home run at bat, so.
Yeah. So really, like before I got up to the plate, I was thinking left center, and we were talking about this with the Jamestown coach. I can't remember.
Coach Hager, yep.
Yeah. So he was talking about visualization, and more often than not, if you visualize something, it's likelier to happen. So I was thinking left center, because the at bat before, like when I got on, Sam told me if you just elevate that more, it could be on. So I got a fastball up and elevated, and the rest
Elevate
is history.
and celebrate.
Elevate and celebrate.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually just watched your double just earlier today. Your last at bat, which we thought that one was maybe gonna. That would have been awesome if it was
game tying home run. That would have been.
That would have been legit. And then Colton comes up and hits another one. I bet you give him crap like warning track power, Colton. Come on, man.
Oh man, I thought it was down because
I know. I thought it was down too.
Yeah, you were sending me right away, and then just hear the right after I passed you.
I know it was. That would have been a great comeback there, but we got other opportunities to make that happen too.
Yep. So I'm really excited for these next two tournaments.
I know.
Deeper competition, maybe.
Yeah.
A lot more teams, I suppose. But
Yep. That's the plan. That there's a team from Medellin, Colombia at the next one, so that'll be fun to play a team from another country.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So super excited about it. Thanks for coming on, Taylor. You're the first player we've had on here, so it's super exciting having you. For the show notes, we'll put your Instagram in there. Is there an email where a coach could contact you if he was trying to get a hold of you?
My professional email.
Oh, you have one of those at 15? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't have one of those at 15.
Because my other one's like.
I just had an AIM.
My other one was I made it when I was like 12, and it's kind of goofy, but
yeah.
My professional email is taylorroen11@gmail.com.
All right, we will put that in the show notes. And we're looking forward to seeing you develop here, man, getting you better here the next few years, and ultimately help you get to the college that you want to go to and everything from there, man. So great job. Keep it up.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Short and sweet.